Hashem, Simcha Dov continues to be stable and is at home and doing well. So much so that Baruch Hashem, I was able to come to the Torah Umesorah Convention in Lake Harmony, thanks to the many people that also are doing extra efforts to support my wife and Simcha Dov at home. And this morning, I was able to bench Goimel for flying, and I told everybody there that I'm also having in mind Simcha Dov. Now that he was able to recuperate from the pneumonia and being in the hospital for 2 weeks and back home, I had him in mind as well. And we are very grateful to Hashem that he was Goimel Chasodim Tovim to all Klal Yisrael. But there was two events that took place while we were in the hospital that actually took place together that led me to think and have certain insights that I would like to share with you. But as a disclaimer, it's important to know that I don't know the other people that are included in the story or the greater picture. So it's obviously not a reflection or a judgment on them. I don't know their stories. But I did find three thoughts I would like to share with you that came from these two events, and actually it's the juxtaposition of the two events that was most profound. The story is as follows. Many times when you're in a hospital, there are opportunities to do chesed for people. So one of the things is that when they ask people to bring food to other patients who can't come down to be able to participate in the Shabbos Sudos, so they send the food up. So when I was going upstairs anyways to eat with my wife and with Simcha Dov, they said, can someone bring food to such and such a person on the 9th floor? And I said, I'm happy to do so. Very close to that, there was a lady that came down and said, my father is up on the 9th floor and needs someone to shake lulav and esrog with, and asked if there's anyone to do that. And I also was very happy to acquiesce and to be able to do that. But listen to the difference between these two incidents. When I brought the food to the man, after it took a while to find him, because he originally was in the trauma ward and they moved him now to the neurological ward, so he was doing a little bit better, but he wasn't where he was supposed to originally said to be on the paper. So I came in there and I saw a person laying on the bed and his yarmulke on the table next to it. And he was not very responsive. I asked him, are you this man? And he gives me a very, very subtle nod. And I tell him, I brought you food. I brought you food from downstairs from the Shabbos Suda. And he again gave me a very slight nod and kind of looked away. He clearly was very upset and distraught. And I began to notice that his yarmulke was not even on his head. I asked him if he wants to bench lulav, can I maybe offer him that mitzvah? And he shook his head, and I was dismissed. I walked away from that incident feeling very sad, and very sad for him. I spoke to people afterwards if they can do anything for him, but unfortunately, there are limited resources there. The second incident, when I took the lulav and esrog to this elderly gentleman who was also trached. He was in the trach ward, so he was in the same ward that Simcha Dov was in. And his muscles were very tense. He had a hard time letting go of the bed, but I was able to help him, and we got him to hold the lulav and esrog, and we made the bracha, and I made the bracha because he can't talk, and we shook the lulav and esrog, and I wished him a good Yom Tov afterwards, and he mouthed back to me, good Yom Tov. And I felt good about that story, and I went back to my room. The daughter came afterwards and said, you should know that that's the first time that my father has spoken in 2 weeks. And it really became much more profound, the chesed that I was able to do for him, that he was so motivated and taken with the act of chesed. So here are the three thoughts that I would like to share with you very quickly about those two incidences. First of all, you see the power of family. One person was by himself and was clearly very depressed. Again, I don't know what else was going on over there. But in the other case, the elderly gentleman had his daughter there the entire time and taking care of him. And he was able to be aware of what's going on and take advantage of a chesed, and even was motivated then to express his gratitude afterwards. So the power of family is the first message I took from that, and that to be with somebody even at difficult times is very meaningful, much more meaningful than we may even realize. The second message is that when a person receives a chesed, and someone does something or gives somebody a compliment, the power of receiving the compliment or receiving the gift graciously is almost as profound as giving the gift itself. Here, one person dismissed me. Obviously, he was going through his own sorrows, no judgment again, but it left me feeling very empty. The other man, when I realized what he was able to do, and he said Good Yom Tov to me, had a profound impression on me and made me feel like $1 million. So I realized that being able to receive a gift graciously and appreciatively can sometimes be more powerful than the gift itself. But that leads me to the third thought, and that is, even though one left me feeling better and one left me feeling sad, in the eyes of Hashem, the acts of chesed are equal. Hashem doesn't judge our acts based upon accomplishment. In this world, we look at accomplishment and are affected by it, and in fact, mitzvahs are by accomplishment. So I believe this is also an insight why we don't make a bracha in giving tzedakah or doing chesed, because it's dependent on the receiver to be able to receive it. So the mitzvah may not be accomplished until the person accepts it happily, but the chesed won't be accomplished if the person doesn't appreciate it. But as far as giving nachas to Hashem, Hashem is proud of us whether the person receives it or not. So we should not limit our acts based upon what we feel the receiver is going to respond to it. But those are the three thoughts: the power of family, the power of accepting a gift or a compliment graciously, and finally to know that our acts are appreciated to Hashem no matter what our accomplishments are. I would like to take this opportunity to thank all the people that have done chesed for us. We appreciate it, and we hope that you recognize how meaningful it is to us for all the things and the tefillos and the tillim that you all have continued to do to help Lisa, myself, and of course Simcha Dov. Thank you. May we all be zoiche to continue to give nachas to Avinu Shebashamayim, and may He look down upon us and feel proud of His children.